What is going on, college basketball fans? Today I got for you guys 5 more sleeper teams for this year's March Madness. Last week I gave you guys 8 sleeper teams. If you guys missed that video, make sure you guys go check it out because this is kind of a part 2. But just so you guys know, for me to consider a team a sleeper team, they have to be around the 4 to 9 seed range. Anything 10 or higher, I consider a Cinderella, but don't worry, we are going to have a video where I give you guys my top Cinderella teams for this year's March Madness as well, coming out very soon. But yeah, guys, make sure you guys subscribe if you guys are new. Daily college basketball March Madness coverage here on the channel. And let's get it started. My first sleeper team here for today's video is the Xavier Musketeers. They are the best seeded team that is in this video at a projected 4 seed. They are 22-8 on the season. They are the 2 seed heading in to the Big East tournament. They just beat Providence on the road, giving Providence their first home loss on the season, locking up that 2 seed in the Big East tourney. But in the KenPom rankings, they are ranked 17th. They are 5-5 in quad 1 games and 6-1 in quad 1 games. And like I said, they are a projected 4 seed at the moment. But I really like this Xavier team. Whenever you look for teams to go far, you really got to look at the guard play, and there are not many teams that have a better backcourt than this Xavier team. Solely Boom, the transfer, he has been killing it. One of the most surprising players in college basketball this season, one of the more underrated players in college basketball. 100%. He is an amazing point guard, modern day point guard for the Xavier team, and I really like his game. They also got Colby Jones at the shooting guard position. Dude is a beast. He is a point forward type player, but he plays the shooting guard position and he can shoot the rock as well. They also got other guys like Jack Nungy. He is a big time player for this team. He is going to play hard, grab the boards there at the center position. But they also have a really key player injured right now in Zach Freemantle. He is expected to start coming back to practice here very soon, and he should be back for the March Madness tournament. And if he is back, this team is going to be scary because in his absence, Jerome Hunter has actually kind of stepped up and played a little bit better. So maybe it is a blessing in disguise here for this Xavier team. And oh yeah, they are 12th in offensive efficiency, and that is not just Power 6 teams, that is all of Division 1. They are 12th. Very good offensive team. I do worry about their defense a little bit, but yeah, Xavier, if they get Zach Freemantle back and they play like they did tonight against Providence, this team definitely could make a Final Four run. Next team we're going to be talking about here today are the Texas A&M Aggies, and I feel like the Aggies are really being slept on this year. They are a projected 8 seed right now. I believe they deserve a little bit of a higher seed, like a 7, maybe even a 6. They are 22-8 on the season, 14-3 in conference play there in the SEC. That is second in the league, only behind Alabama. They are ranked 23rd in the KenPom rankings. They are 5-5 against quad 1 opponents, and they are 4-1 against quad 2 opponents. And the reason they are being held down as an 8 seed right now is because of their out of conference play, and I understand that, but how good they have been playing recently, I really do believe that Texas A&M has potential to maybe knock off a 1 seed in the second round if they get the right draw. And I'm really hoping this Texas A&M gets up to a 7 or a 6 seed, because then I could really see them doing some damage, making it to the Sweet 16, maybe even the Elite 8. The team we have here for you today are the St. Mary's Gaels. And St. Mary's, they are 25-6 on the season. In the KenPom rankings, they are ranked 8th in the country. Like, that is crazy. I knew that St. Mary's were a sleeper, but I did not know that they were top 10 in the KenPom rankings. They are 2-2 against quad 1 opponents and 6-2 against quad 2 opponents, and right now they are a projected 5 seed in the March Madness tournament. But I really like this St. Mary's team. They just recently lost to Gonzaga. They split with them on the season. We should see St. Mary's versus Gonzaga round 3 in the West Coast Conference Championship game. So I'm really looking forward to that. But this guy, Logan Johnson, is a absolute bucket. And that's what we look for. We look for really good guard play, guards that can take over the game down the stretch, finish some games, get a bucket when your team is struggling offensively. Do you have guards that can create their own bucket and help your team build some momentum? Well, Logan Johnson is a guy that can do that, and they also have a freshman at their other guard in A&M Aggies, who is also a bucket. I mean, this St. Mary's squad is really good. They also have a pretty good center in Mitchell Saxon, who plays some really good defense, and that's the thing about the St. Mary's team, because like I said, they are ranked 8th in the KenPom, but on defensive rating in Division I basketball is ranked 5th. They are one of the top defensive teams in the country, and those guards, Logan Johnson and A&M Aggies, they are an amazing defensive backcourt. So I think St. Mary's from the 5 seed position, maybe a sleeper to even go to the Final Four this year, but I definitely see them making a deep run. All right, our 4th sleeper for this video, we do have Boise State and the Broncos. Now, I said the Aggies were slept on. The Boise State Broncos are really being slept on right now, because in Joe Lunardi's recent bracketology, he has them projected as an 11 seed, as one of the last teams in the tourney. And I know I said earlier that my sleepers I would consider 5 to 9 seeds, but that bracketology came out before Boise State beat San Diego State. So I think that that's going to get them a little bit more respect. I think that they deserve a top 9 seed, and they will get an 8 or a 9. And I honestly believe if San Diego State is projected as a 5 seed right now, Boise State, who in that same league, the Mountain West, is performing almost as good as the Aztecs, deserve at least an 8 seed, maybe even a 7. So that is why I have Boise State in this video. I'm hoping that they get the respect they deserve and get at least an 8 or a 9 seed come March Madness. But they are 23-7 on the season. In the KenPom rankings, they are ranked 24th in the nation. Their defensive efficiency rating is 26th in Division I. Their Quad 1 record is 3-3, and their Quad 2 record is 7-2. And like I said, right now they are projected as one of the last teams in, and they would have to play in the first 4 game if the tournament started today. But I actually don't hate that. From an 11 seed, you might want to be an 11 seed rather than an 8 or a 9 seed come March Madness anyway, because that way, if you get past the first round, then you have to face a 3 seed rather than a 1 seed in the second round, and you might have more potential to go deep into the tournament. And I think that this Boise State team can definitely do that. Another really good defensive team like St. Mary's. Not quite as good defensively as St. Mary's, but a really good team, and they also have some really good guards who can go out there and get some buckets. Max Rice, a really good bucket getter, and a guy who can clutch up. He clutched up against San Diego State the other night. He looks really good. He could take over a game. In March, they also have Marcus Xavier Jr. Big fan of his. I almost think that he might be the better guard than Max Rice. It's very close. Them as a tandem are really, really good, though. So I'm a huge fan of this Boise State Broncos team, hoping they get their first ever March Madness win in program history this year and make it to at least the Sweet 16 from the 11 seed, if that is where they get it. And the last team I have for you guys today for the sleepers video is NC State. Now the Wolfpack, they don't have the best stats as far as Quad 1 wins and KenPom rankings, which I really do look at when making these videos, along with just watching the games and seeing teams that I believe could go far. But I'm throwing the stats out the window for this one because I believe they can make a deep run. And let's look at the stats here real quick. They're 22-9 on the year, ranked 50th in the KenPom rankings. Their Quad 1 record is 2-6, and their Quad 2 record is 5-3. And right now they are projected as a 9 seed. I really like this NC State team, and I know that the stats don't really look good here for the Wolfpack, but like I've been saying, you want to look for those teams that have really good backcourts, and NC State might have the most underrated backcourt in college basketball between Traquavion Smith and Jarkel Joyner, both guys almost averaging 20 points per game in their backcourt. Jarkel Joyner especially has been taking over games as of late, scoring 20 in like 3 of his last 4 games. And this team, we've seen ACC teams last year do really well in the tourney, like Miami last year. NC State could be this year's Miami and make it to the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8 from the 9 seed spot there out of the ACC. Those 2 guards aren't the only good players on this NC State team, though. They also have DJ Burns Jr. at the center position, who is a big boy, and he is really talented in the post, and I really like his game a lot. They also have other guys like Marshall and Clark, who are really good wings. They can hit some shots. So I really like this NC State team as a potential sleeper, even though the stats don't back it up as much as the other 4 teams. I'm a huge fan of this Wolfpack team this year, and I would love to see them go on a sleeper run in this year's tourney. But that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you guys enjoyed. Hit that sub button for daily college basketball March Madness coverage here on the channel, and comment down below any sleepers that I missed. Make sure you guys check out my first video of this from last week, where I had 8 other sleeper teams for this year's March Madness. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching.